Trump's Gulf Gambit, a $1 trillion bribe to halt Saudi Arabia's BRICS pivot. By Azlan Adnan, as President Donald Trump touches down in Riyadh on Tuesday, 13th of May, 2025, at 9:45 a.m. local time, 6:45 a.m. UTC, his 4-day whirlwind tour of the Gulf is anything but a ceremonial exercise in diplomacy. Behind the glittering facade of summits and handshakes lies a more calculated agenda: to prevent Saudi Arabia, the linchpin of the Arab world, from drifting into the strategic embrace of BRICS. With Riyadh's public flirtations with the Beijing-led economic bloc growing bolder, Trump has arrived with what many observers are calling the most expensive diplomatic bribe in recent memory, a proposed $1 trillion economic package aimed at tethering the kingdom more tightly to Washington's sphere of influence. The timing is no coincidence, nor is the staggering scale of the proposed investment. This is transactional geopolitics at its most naked. The Riyadh stop checks over commitment. The first leg of Trump's tour begins in Riyadh, where talks with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman are expected to focus on a sprawling economic framework, co-developed by Trump advisors and Saudi sovereign wealth officials, covering everything from infrastructure megaprojects and energy partnerships to security cooperation and tech transfer. But beyond the glossy brochure lies a deeper subtext. The kingdom has not yet formally acceded to BRICS, but its enthusiasm is no secret. In recent months, Saudi Arabia has expanded bilateral trade in yuan, deepened ties with Russia and China, and expressed alignment with the bloc's vision of a multipolar world order. For Trump, whose worldview is shaped by power balances and financial leverage, the answer is simple: pay the kingdom to stay out. The $1 trillion investment package is not merely a sign of goodwill. It is a golden leash. The deal aims to create sufficient economic dependency and shared ventures to make alignment with BRICS structurally difficult, if not outright incompatible. While officials avoid the term containment, it is clear that the strategic objective is to block any momentum toward a formal Saudi departure from the Western camp. Doha's neutral ground, calibrating the narrative. On the 14th of May, Trump travels to Doha, a Gulf capital known for its diplomatic dexterity and relative neutrality. Here, the conversations are expected to be more fluid, centering on energy exports, LNG deals, and joint investment in cybersecurity and infrastructure. But the underlying purpose remains the same: to stabilize American alliances in a region increasingly curdled by Beijing and Moscow. Though Qatar has maintained a less overt interest in BRICS, its ties to Iran and independent foreign policy make it a wildcard in Gulf geopolitics. Trump's presence in Doha serves as both a signal of intent and a hedge against regional slippage. He is not merely managing alliances, he is aggressively purchasing them. Abu Dhabi, technology as a soft power tool. The tour concludes in Abu Dhabi on the 15th of May, where Trump is expected to tout US-UAE collaborations in artificial intelligence, fintech, defense, and space technology. The Emirates, while formally less vocal about BRICS, have nonetheless expanded economic ties with China and are widely seen as a bellwether for Gulf strategic trends. Trump's message to President Mohammed bin Zayed is clear: advanced technology and privileged market access come with strings attached. Participation in American-led innovation ecosystems requires alignment with American geopolitical goals. The implicit warning? BRICS partnerships risk cutting Emirati firms off from sensitive U.S. technologies and financial networks. BRICS in the rearview mirror or the passenger seat? Trump's Gulf tour is taking place under the shadow of growing BRICS cohesion. With Saudi Arabia attending BRICS summits and expressing increasing interest in yuan-based oil sales and de-dollarization, the United States faces the real threat of losing its historical anchor in the Gulf. While Trump avoids public mention of BRICS, his urgency, the scale of his offers, and the very sequencing of his itinerary betray his true concern that Washington's most reliable oil ally may be preparing to switch camps. The $1 trillion pledge is thus not just about opportunity, it is about desperation. This attempt to outbid Beijing for Saudi loyalty echoes Cold War-era checkbook diplomacy, repackaged in the sleek language of mutual investment. Whether Riyadh will take the bait or continue to hedge its bets remains to be seen. Conclusion: a deal or a delay? Trump's Gulf tour represents a high-stakes gambit to reassert American influence through overwhelming economic incentives. But critics argue that this approach may delay rather than prevent Saudi Arabia's long-term pivot toward BRICS. The kingdom, after all, has built its foreign policy on optionality, taking aid from one partner while investing with another and playing great powers off against each other. For now, Trump has offered the biggest bid. Whether that bid amounts to a genuine alliance or merely a strategic pause will depend on how the Saudis perceive their future place in a rapidly realigning world. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.